Okay guys, we're back. Sorry about the quick abrupt cutoff. I wasn't paying attention. I was kind of getting into what I was doing. But what I did when you were gone is I just finished up. You guys saw me creating these little planets. Also, I added some lightning right there. So I'm going to show you how I created that lightning. Okay, let's do some lightning, some more lightning right here. So I like to start, darn it, I like to start off the page. All right, that's getting to show you. See, if you mess up, you can just wipe it off because of the matte medium. But I like to start off the page and then, with the liner brush, and just kind of doing it really, really squiggly and really, really, do it really, really squiggly. Don't make a straight line. You kind of want to let it kind of like that. Let me show you instead of trying to explain it. Okay. I'd love some lightning to go right out of this corner over this. Make sure I'm in frame so you guys can see that. Yeah, I had to turn my paper, you guys. But let's make some lightning coming out of this corner. Right over this house. Okay. And I like it to break off into something else. And we're going to break this lightning off over to here too. I think that's good right there. See how that lightning looks. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that. Okay, so that's the lightning. This picture is perfect for wind too. We're going to throw some wind in. Not yet. But okay, we're going to throw some splatters in because I want to throw in some stars. So I'm going to take another plate. You can use anything for it. Anything you have left over that you have a whole bunch of, I have a bunch of these left over from a to-go place here. This little Chinese restaurant we go to, and we get these to-go containers, and that's what these are. You can use coffee lids, whatever. You could use a plastic plate. That'd be perfect to use. Okay, so, oh, and the brush I'm using is just a fan brush. And you can use a fan brush, you can use a paintbrush, you can use a toothbrush, whatever. But you need to get white and get your paint real nice and liquidy. And then let's just make splatters. Let me get my mirror out of the way because I really don't want my mirror splattered, or my watercolor paints, which I have out. So let me close those up. Okay, let's splatter. All this splattering right here is going to be little stars. We'll put a few splatters here too. And sometimes splatters can be snow also, so. Okay. I like that. Okay. So, let me just rinse off my brush just a second. Alrighty. Look how cool that's looking already. Okay. So, let me just put that down here. Next thing we want to do is I want to start making some shooting stars, and then we'll make some bigger shooting stars. So what I like to do, that was kind of big right there. Oh, let's just erase that little star. That star was kind of too messy. Okay. What I like to do is I like to take some stars that are already splattered and just, and I need to make sure my camera is in frame, and just hit it out like that. Wait a second, let me see what you guys are seeing. Let me come in a little closer. Is it gonna, let's see if it's going to, yep, there we go. So I'll work in this area right here for now, because I want you guys to see this. It's really fine little work. I'm using my script liner brush. You get these at Michael's or any so there's a dot here already. Okay, I'm just going to reinforce that. Then you flick out, and you flick out. Actually, that flick out was just, see how thick that is? You don't want it that thick. If your brush has a little bit too much paint on it, so put a dot there, flick out, flick out, flick out. See? And that creates those little stars. So we'll do it over here. We'll do one over here. And you can just use the dots that are already there too, because we did a bunch of splatters, so. Alright. Let's do one up here. And flick out. However they land is how they are. I like to do 3 little flick outs. I think those make the most natural, like little shooting stars. Okay, so I'm going to come out a little bit more so I can work on the rest of the page with these. Actually, let's come in a little closer again. Oops. Sorry if I drive you guys nuts with the in and out, but I want you guys to be able to see. Now I'm going to show you guys the lot. Come on, focus. Maybe it'll focus now. Let me see. There we go. I want to show you the shooting stars that are the bigger shooting stars. So you can take a really nice size shooting star, put a dot here, or use an existing dot, and just flick out. See? Very, very easy. We'll do another one here. Oh, I don't like that one. If you don't like it, just wipe it back with your baby wipe. I like to do it at an angle. And they look the most natural doing it at an angle. Cool. And even if it ends up kind of funky, sometimes funky ones are good. So if they're not like, if they're not perfect, that's all the better. Even though you saw me kind of change one. If you don't like it, wipe it off. Okay, I'm going to put one on this clock. Okay. I'm going to put one right here. Flicking it off into that world. And I go over these are all going to be their own little worlds. These are all going to be their own little worlds. All these little things here. But I try to connect them all together by having the shooting stars go over into where the horse is. You know? Okay. Let's do one going this way. Oh, see how that was too thick? Wipe it off. And what happens to me is I'm at weird angles I don't normally paint at, so I can stay in frame, so. Perfect. That looks good. And we'll put a shooting star on this house. There we go. I like that. And let's see if I can get another one going the other way. It's weird for me to work like this, but I'm trying. I did it. Yay! Okay, so there's another shooting star. That's looking really, really, really cool. Loving it. Okay, another thing I want to show you guys are some little birds. So, we will do some little birds. Let me get another tray. Well, I find a little area with, I don't want to mix black on that tray. Okay. Let me find a place for this tray. We'll put that over here. I want to put a little bit of birds. So I just got to put a little bit of a black right here on my tray. I love to put birds in my skies. And I'll show you something else really quickly. Look how magical that looks. I saw these birds in a, this is a little bit different than I do my birds, but I saw these birds in a magazine. Anything I like that I want to copy or I want to be influenced by, like these little birds in the sky, I go ahead and I tear those out so that I have a reference. I shouldn't say copy because they're not going to be the same exact, but you know, it's a nice little reference. So here's the body of the bird, just a little line, and then like this. See? And that looks cool. This is how I normally do my birds, is I just make like little V's. Like little wings like that, which I still will do those, because those will be perfect just here and there. And I better make sure that I am close enough so you guys are seeing these little birds. You see, so this is small work. Let me just come right here and work on some stuff so you can see it right into here. Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm working in an area that you guys can see. So let me do those birds again. Okay, I'm going to do that bird again. I just did a little line like that, and then I just did a little wing. So hopefully this is going to turn out the way I want it. Yeah, that looks good. All right, let's do another one. I mean, they're little birds that they're far away. I mean, you can't really mess up too much. Okay? And the other bird that I like to make just really simple V's. If those seem a little bit difficult right now, you can just make little V's like this. Okay? And these little birds just come out of your brush. And if you mess up, oh, I like it. I was going to erase it, but if you mess up, you can wipe them off. Okay, so I'm not going to add any more birds right now because I want to do other things. I want to show you other things. But look, I would add quite a few more birds. Not tons more, but I would, I'd add some more throughout my painting, which I'll do at another time. But I want to get on to other things so you guys can see it. See some of my other techniques. I shouldn't say my techniques I've learned. So let's zoom out a little bit. Look how cool that looks. Look how magical the worlds look. And I like using this color palette. I usually tend to go towards these colors, you guys, always, because I just love these type of colors. Okay, let me just see if I can come in a little bit closer so you guys can. Okay, we're going to work on putting some water or snow, however you want to look at it, on this little castle in the sky. This little castle in the sky where I would love to live. Okay. We're going to work with this little script liner brush again, still. You guys, I work with that brush on these paintings more than any other brush. So get yourself a script liner brush from Michael's, art stores, wherever. Sorry about that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to be able to probably finish this painting with you guys. I might come back and finish it next week, but I'm going to hit different points so you understand how to do something like this if you want to create things like this. So I start at the top. I'm going to put snow or water. Doesn't really matter. This is the deal. If you want snow, make your line a little bit heavier like this at the top. If you want water, you can make it just a little bit thinner, like that, okay? And if you want snow, make it a little bit thicker here when you go down like this, and then it needs to end up kind of thinner as you go down, but see? But make it so it's like when it falls off the house, it's thicker. If it's water, you can kind of just make it a little bit thinner, see? So there's kind of that's my little differentiation of water and snow. So, but I want there to be snow. So I'm going to make it kind of heavy. And I always like to go in between and make a little bit smaller drips, because nothing's going to ever be in nature the same. Right? Right. Ooh, don't like that. That's what's nice. If you don't like it, just use your baby wipe and knock it back. Alright, I was going too far anyway. Let's go back over here. And like I keep saying, you don't want to be perfect with this. You want it to go straight down because that's the way it's going to fall. But you want to be a little bit messy with things when you're doing this kind of stuff. Okay. Even when I come across here with some snow, I'm doing it kind of messy. I don't want to make it a straight line across, because snow is never going to be perfect. Also, I like to go into other worlds with the snow. So that connects this house to this world over here. It connects this over to here. Like this snow right here needs to come down into this world. Okay? Okay, so then I'm going to make this a little bit of a snow right there. So I'm not talking too much. I'm just working, and because it's easier for you to see what I'm doing than to keep talking. And I am in frame, right? Yeah. Good. I could just do this for hours. It's so relaxing. I absolutely love it. And the thing that's kind of stress-free about this kind of work, because of you have the matte medium, if you mess up, or I guess there's really no messing up, but if you don't like the way something looks, you can just erase it with the baby wipe or your finger. So that's what's kind of awesome about it too. So it's so stress-free because there's no messing up. If you don't like it, wipe it off. Which is what I'm about to do right now. Also, baby wipes in your finger is another good painting. There's other good painting techniques, which I'll show you as we go along. Okay. Ooh, just put my hand in the paint over there. Okay. And where did I mess that up at? Let's just take that off of there. There we go. The reason I like this too is because these are worlds that you can create with these, by putting all these magazine pieces together and then painting on them, like how I'm doing. These are little worlds that would be so hard to even think of. These worlds just start coming out of nowhere as you keep painting on it and doing stuff to it. It's really cool. At least I think it is. When I learned this from Dee Dee Willingham, I was like, I am in. It's so up my alley. It's one of my favorite things to do is collage. I love collage probably even more than I love the painting on this. But I enjoy this too, of course. Okay, like I don't like that right there. Well, maybe I do. Never mind, I do like it. Sometimes give things a chance before you say you don't like it. Remember, it's important to bring your snow or your water down into other parts of your world. Oh, that was way too thick. That's another thing. The reason I'm erasing that is you want your water or your snow to get thinner as it's going to hit the ground or hit something else. It's not going to get thicker at the end, right? So that's one little rule there. That doesn't make any sense. So if you start getting thicker at the end of your water or your snow, pull it back. It'll look better. It'll look more real. Okay. So I wanted to touch on this snow because this snow or water, because this is a great thing to add. I add a lot of water and a lot of snow to stuff I do. I love it. Okay. Add a little bit more. It's not a bit like this like I did here. Okay. Okay, so I may go back and, I probably will go back and do more stuff here. Okay, I don't like this, as I can see right here. I think this is just way too thick. I want that line to be a little bit thinner. Okay. Yeah, I want that little bit of snow right there on that house. Make sure you can see that. To be a little thinner. There we go. I like that better. There is no right or wrong answers. It's what you think looks right. So, if you think that snow looks good getting thicker as it hits the ground, then do it. After I just said all that. If that's what you think looks better, then go ahead and do it. Who am I to say that? It's your little world. You can do what you want to do. Because in the end, you're the one that needs to be happy with it. Okay, so I'm loving the house with all the snow drippings on it. I get so addicted to putting the snow or the water on, I can't stop. Okay, I want to get on to something else to show you guys, so I need to stop. Okay, that looks awesome. Loving that. Let me look at my time situation. Oh, look at that. We're already at 24 minutes again. Okay, you guys, we're going to go ahead and there'll be 3 parts to this, okay? So we're going to go ahead and head to the next part. Okay, head to part 3. See you in a minute.